been having a lot of conversations with, I shouldn't say a lot, enough conversations with lawyers about having to pivot right now. So in British Columbia, if you're not from here, a recent election changed some things in a specific sector of law, or potentially will change some things in a specific sector of law, which is personal injury, relating to our monopolized government-run insurance company, ICBC, and they're looking at moving to this no-fault model, which completely changes things. And I will not get political or talk about insurance in this, because that's not my expertise, or not my field of expertise. But where I do have expertise is figuring out how to pivot. So a few of the conversations I've been having with lawyers have been around the concept of, some of them solely work on personal injury as their main service offering. So that's generally what their firm does. Others have personal injury and a couple other offerings or service areas of practice that they provide their clients. But obviously personal injury, while it might still be there, is not going to be the revenue driver that it once was, because things are going to change in the near future. It's probably a couple years out, but it is going to happen. So they're having to figure out, okay, what do? We have a website. We've invested in the website for, it could be 5-10 years, some of them 2 years, whatever the case may be. We've made this investment. We have ads running. SEO is there. We're showing up on Google when people are searching in our target market geographical areas. But we have to start, as a business now, they're having to start thinking about other service areas, other areas of practice that they can bring in. What are their lawyers capable of doing when it comes to practicing other areas of law, and what can they start, or when they do need to make that pivot, and when that legislative change happens and the whole game is thrown out of whack, what's going to happen to their business then? And the kind of my main points right now for them are, you need to get to work now. You have to start building out content and situating your website to start acquiring people searching for those other practice areas as quickly as possible, because when the time comes, you're going to be amidst a whole bunch of firms pivoting their ad strategies and really driving up those CPCs in areas and practice areas that weren't as expensive before, or that just will now have double the competition. So as I'm chatting through these strategies with these lawyers, it also brings up the fact that this is relative to any business that is making a serious service or product offering pivot, is that you need to start thinking 6 months out now. So generally what you want to do is, if you have a website that's been around for some time, it has authority, people are finding it, is start building out content, even if it's not surfaced on the forefront of your website when people get there, because you don't want current clients or customers to start having to dig through these new service offerings before you even really have a model in place. So you can leave that content in the back end of the site for the most part and build around that. But you do need to start thinking 6 months out now. So the goal is, okay, our firm is going to introduce these 3 or 4 new practice areas that our lawyers are capable of doing. We're not ready right now, but we need to start thinking about how to acquire clients a year from now. And the answer is, you need to start building out content and really leaning into keyword research and understanding what potential clients are searching for, what the competitive landscape looks like in terms of search, and that'll help you with paid as well. But just really diving into what's out there and how can you start building with a minimal investment, because it is tough to make a pivot really early for a lot of businesses, and it will impact your bottom line. So what can you do now to start situating yourself better for the future? And some law firms are like, well, do we need a new website? And sometimes launching a new website is a way to go for a business, but it's important to utilize the authority your existing site has in very strategic ways. You don't want to just launch a new website and basically come to the conclusion, when we build it, they will come, because it doesn't happen. But there's ways you can utilize your existing website that has authority in one space to drive traffic and authority up for your new website. It's almost kind of like you can nurture the algorithm yourself by having 2 web properties. So I think the main point there is just to think about the future and make sure that you start planning to build out content and really optimize your website for the future now.